at the playground, how I spend my daytime, losing up the frown, make them feel alive. I'll make it fast and greasy. I'm now been way too easy. You're gone and I gotta stay high all the time, so keep you off my mind. High all the time, so keep you off my mind. I spend my days locked in a haze, trying to forget you, babe. I fall back down. I gotta stay high all my life. Don't forget I'm missing you.
Hey YouTube, Sandy Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk, I wanted to talk about junk wax era cards in sealed product, preferably, as well as mostly what I'm going to talk about. So the first question is, what are junk wax era cards? You hear people talk about junk slabs, junk wax. Well, when people talk about junk wax in sports cards, they are talking about a period of time, I would say between like 1988 through about 1994. I would say that's like the core junk wax era. And what it really means is that back then there were Topps, Fleer, Score, Donruss, Upper Deck. There are the few companies. Now, they didn't put out a ton of different products like they do now, but they put out, for a long time it's just one set a year. But then in the late 80s, you start seeing more sets, until now there's like hundreds of sets from each of these companies. So they're called junk wax because they printed so much. And, why did they print so much? Well, baseball cards collecting was really popular back then. It was a different world of collecting back then, with just the one sets, and there weren't short prints, there weren't really autograph cards and stuff like that. But there were some cool cards, and, with players like Ken Griffey Jr., Michael Jordan, stuff like that, a lot of people were having fun, chasing Ken Griffey Jr. rookies. So the companies saw, hey, people are really buying our baseball cards, so they would just print and print and print and print tons and tons and tons of cards, and that's why they call them junk wax today, because there's just so much, and there's still tons of it out there. And I have found that here recently, junk wax seems to be making a comeback. There was a long time where I heard card shop owners say that they should just take all the junk wax boxes and just bury them somewhere because they'll never be worth anything. And I thought, you never know, But today, I think they are starting to come back a little bit, even though there's still tons of it available. Sealed stuff, like some 1993 Topps Stadium Club. Nothing rare about these, but here's some reasons why junk wax is coming back. And I definitely saw this. I had a garage sale a couple weekends ago, and I had a few junk wax era packs that were just left over from when I was a kid. And also I had picked some up from a local hobby shop. They have a lot of junk wax stuff, so I bought a few. I was going to open them on the channel, but I just really didn't ever get around to it. So I just threw them in the garage sale, and they got snatched up, not just by one person. There were tons of people buying those packs, and I definitely was selling them for more than I paid for them. So there are plays to be had, I think, on junk wax. And you may ask yourself, or ask why. Well, for one thing, when these cards came out, this is 93 Pinnacle, we got 94 Upper Deck. When these different sets came out, these the kids that were opening this stuff and having fun as in their childhood, opening up baseball cards, they're now at the age where they like to collect things from their youth. Maybe recapture some of that fun that they had as a kid. You look at Pokemon. Pokemon is blowing up like crazy. Well, guess what? Now Junk Wax era baseball, I think, is kind of getting that nostalgic feel back. And plus, with these companies, these card companies like Fanatics, Topps, and Panini and stuff, they charge so much for new products. They pretty much price a lot of people out of the market. And I've been very lucky that I can still afford to buy like some of the lower end products, is what I call them, like Heritage and like flagship Topps, Allen and Ginter, stuff that's reasonably priced. But I who open a ton of stuff, have been priced out of a lot of products, and it really sucks because I love ripping packs, but I also ripped a lot of this stuff when I was younger in my days, and opening a pack of this kind of stuff really does bring back those feels, and you can get them for so cheap. I mean, here's a 1989 Bowman. You can get these packs for like less than $1 a piece, and I think if you like buying something cheap and selling it at a garage sale for doubling your money, you could easily sell these for a couple bucks at a garage sale, and people will definitely be buying it, I guarantee it. So there's a 93 baseball series 2. I can't guarantee you, I just say that as a saying. We got 1992 Score. This one, actually, you can win autographed Joe DiMaggio cards. Now, I'm sure that contest is is not going on anymore. So there was some cool stuff in these old packs. There's some sort of limited edition Tom Glavine subset in this 93 Fleer baseball. We got 92 Donruss Series 2. A lot of these sets, though, also have guys that eventually get to the Hall of Fame, like Derek Jeter, stuff like that. Basketball is really interesting because, Michael Jordan was the prime of his career, was the late 80s and early 90s. And you can get a lot of his packs really cheap. Like I was able to get these 92, 93 Upper Deck basketball cards. And these are the high series and the regular series. So, pretty awesome stuff. Now, where do you get stuff like this? Just go check at your local hobby shop. They probably have Junk Wax stuff still sealed that they probably just haven't, they just didn't have any sort of demand to sell it. I think the demand is starting to show up, like I said, for a cheap alternative to ripping packs. Also, that nostalgic feel. And there is an aspect of this involving grading. Now, some of these sets have a card or two that is actually worth getting graded. And if you look at some of the Junk Wax era PSA 10 cards, I mean, they're hard to get, but, you're talking about sealed stuff still. You never know. You could pull you a PSA 10 caliber card. Like, this has Griffey rookies. I imagine a Ken Griffey Jr. PSA 10 card from this set is probably worth way more than a whole box would cost you of this stuff. So, like all these packs right here, the basketball ones were a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure I got all these for less than 50 cents a pack. Pretty cool. I'm going to keep them around for next year when I have a garage sale and, sell them for a couple bucks. I'll put a couple bucks on them a piece and see what happens. And I bet you they all sell because people were looking for stuff like this at the garage sale. And definitely we're snatching it up. So those are my thoughts on Junk Wax, guys. This is Hobby Talk. So what do you guys think? Is it fun, do you think, to open these old Junk Wax era cards? Do you think they're worth picking up for super cheap? Do you think they're making a comeback with the ages of baseball card collectors from the 90s now getting into the years where they want to kind of relive some of their childhood and rip packs, and being a cheap alternative to the really expensive modern packs. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully this will be an interesting discussion. All right, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Later.